What's going on, everybody? I am slightly getting over a little bit of an illness and I have no voice today, but that's not going to stop us from trying to steamroll the meta. And today we're going to be doing it with some Sultai. Cue the intro. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today's list we built specifically to attack the current meta that we're seeing right now in Magic the Gathering ladder matches. But I got to start out by apologizing for my voice today. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a pretty rough video to probably get through and listen to me like this the whole time. And I apologize for that. But yeah, I have lost my voice officially. So we're going to try our best to get through today's video with a positive attitude and show you guys just how cool this list is, because it is amazing, man. But as always, before we dive into this list and break this thing down and get into the gameplay footage, if you're not already subscribed to the channel but you find value in this content today or just enjoy hanging out with us, I ask if you can consider just giving us a quick subscribe and maybe even a like on the video. You guys have been absolutely crushing it and I can't thank you guys enough. We are on the road to 5,000. We're trying to hit it by the end of the year, and you guys have been smashing it on the subscribes. And I've actually set a couple of goals on the last couple of videos for 100 likes, and you guys have blown that out of the water. So thank you so much. Let's shoot for another goal. Let's try to do for 150 likes this time around, man. But I think you guys can do it. You guys have been absolutely smashing it, like I said. So thank you so much for all the support. With that being said, let's talk about the list here. So when we're talking about the meta, we're talking about mono white, mono green. Is it dragons? Is it doubles, all runs epiphany, or, Grixis Leer, things like that. So we're trying our best to combat all of those things and trying to put ourselves in a position where we can win in any of those matchups. And so how we're doing that is we're starting it off with a couple of planeswalkers here. We've got Wolf and we've got Ren. Both of these planeswalkers are really good because they generate creatures with reach. That's going to take care of our dragons problem, like Goldspan Dragon, which is kind of popping back up in the scene because Izzet, lists with Izzet Dragons has been winning tournaments and doing really well. So we're seeing a lot more of that. So we've kind of got to get back to a Ren and 7 type of a meta game to combat the current meta because it has the big tree folks that shut down those gold spans very easily. So we've got the Lulth, we've got the Ren and 7 on our turn 5 to combat those situations. We've also got a lot of removal in the Meathook Massacre as well as the Culling Ritual. Both of these are great removal tools. Mono white, mono green, they hate board sweeps, right? So we've got the Meathook Massacre, we've got the Culling Ritual. Culling Ritual is pretty sweet, but it does actually hit our own Massacre when it's out on the field. So we do lose our Massacre if we play the Culling Ritual after. I've actually got some plans where I think we could cut the Culling Ritual, but we're going to talk about that at the end of the video when we talk about things that we would change. We've also got more removal in Binding the Old Gods, 2 of. We've also got 3 Infernal Grasps, and we've also got 2 Bloodchief's Thirst. That should pretty much answer any sort of tokens on the field for, 1 removal. We can hit lands with the Infernal Grasp being instant speed removal. Binding hits any sort of weird planeswalkers that may arise or any sort of artifacts like a Seeker's Chariot, which we run 4 of ourselves. But Binding is a good tool to hit any of those miscellaneous things. So we got pretty much all the removal covered across the board. A Seeker's Chariot's another part of our win con where we can copy all these tokens from each of our planeswalkers. We've also got a full playset of Memory Deluge because it's one of the better draw spells in the game right now. And then of course we've got 2 Test of Talents. Test of Talents is going to be the big answer to All Runs Epiphany. We're going to be trying to get that first All Runs Epiphany dead and out of the deck completely, shutting their game plan down and just stopping that deck from doing what it's trying to do. And to make all of our mana work and also give us an option to sideboard some things in here is going to be Cram Session. You guys know how much I love and appreciate Cram Session. It's been in most of my builds lately and it's been doing absolute work for us, and being able to gain 4 life off the rip and being able to fix all of our mana issues is really too good to pass up. And then we've got 1 Storm the Festival, because if we can hit a Storm the Festival on an Seeker's Chariot with either one of these planeswalkers, we can really turn a game around that we were behind in really quickly. So that's why the 1 Storm the Festival is in here. And then of course we've got a sideboard, the sideboard being 2 Environmental Sciences, 1 Teachings, 1 Containment Breach, 1 Introduction to Annihilation, 1 Mascot Exhibition, and 1 Confront the Past to get back our Planeswalkers. We've also got 2 Field of Ruin to blow up some lands. And the rest is kind of, you know, you see here is what you get. The dual lands are as follows. The full link to the, you know, the deck list in the Aether Hub will be down below in the description. Be sure to check it out there. But that's the deck list in a nutshell, guys. Like I said, it played really well. We picked up a lot of wins with this list. Unfortunately, we had a wonky game in the middle there. You're going to see it, but yeah, it wasn't a lot of fun. But that's the deck breakdown. Let's get into the gameplay footage now, and then we'll meet you guys back here at the end for some final thoughts. Peace. All right, here we go. Gonna be playing some Sultai today. Kind of got off track and off topic of what I was trying to do. I was trying to put together a teamer list. Had a really cool idea in mind for you guys, but it didn't really pan out the way I would have liked. So we switched it up. We're going Sultai today instead. We're gonna see if we can get some stuff done with this list. Calling Ritual early with the cram session. We got so much removal here. This has to be a snap keep for sure. But we're up against a blood money list, which is not what you see every day. But I am happy to Blood Chief's Thirst to Shambling Gas so they don't get any deadly dispute. Off of it. You never know. It might have disrupted them. But instead, it looks like it did not do anything. 3 cram sessions in hand. Interesting. I might want to grab a Teachings soon, but for now we're going to grab this and make sure we keep hitting our land drops. We have ways to get Teachings later, obviously, so. We can destroy all their treasures too, by the way, with this. If we could just get it down on turn 4 without seeing... Oh, that's unfortunate. I was going to say without seeing a Deadly Dispute, but they get down the Merchant anyways, which can sack things to draw cards, which is what we were trying to avoid, so... Let's cram away again. So Blood Money is going to thrive off of obviously things like Lolth as well. So we're going to want to deal with those as well. Maybe we let them draw a card in exile. Teachings is still something I know we're more than likely going to need. But this is a card that I think is the most versatile. Because I have Planeswalkers I can bring back, and we know they're going to have Lolth, which we're going to want to kill. So let's go with Confront the Past here. Confront the Past should be good enough. I wish the Merchant was just, you know, obviously a 2-drop. This would get so much better, but... it's all good. Let's see what they end up doing here with the rest of their mana. Another Eye Twitch comes down. Okay. They can only sack 1 of those. I could also Memory Deluge here just to make sure I get my Renin 7 out on time. But then my Calling Ritual isn't as good. Not nearly as good. If I use it now, I get 1 treasure and 1 creature. But they get 2 cards off of this next play, so is that... There's really no good way of doing this, huh? I don't think there's a good way of doing this. I think we're gonna just Memory Deluge and let them have the creatures that they have out here now. It is what it is. Might see a Deadly Dispute here. This is gonna... If we're worried about card advantage, we're so far gone on that strategy. Like, our opponent's gonna get card advantage. Like I just said, they had Deadly Dispute. They had what they needed. Let's just go ahead and go to the Deluge now. We need a land for sure. And a Seeker's Chariot will be great because we got the Renin 7, so... We're still in great shape though at any time for the Calling Ritual. The Calling Ritual is going to be an absolute monster of a card for us. But they are just lighting us up with these treasures at the moment, man. There we go. That's a much better removal for us. Much better removal. Alright, let's go and get the Seeker's Chariot down. That way we can get the Renin 7 down the following turn, and we can just go right into business, man. Just get right after it with copying the tokens. We got to be careful, and we got to look out for our opponent being able to get off a Blood in the Snow. So we might not even engage the Ren and 7 on the minus side of things. We might actually just plus it and anticipate that the Blood in the Snow is going to happen. I don't know. I think we're giving up a lot of value as far as card draw goes, but I think if we just don't try to resist too much and we roll with it, eventually, like I said, if we drop a Ren and 7, try to -3, get the Tree Folk out, it's going to get blown up. So instead of fighting that, like, let's just go with it. Our opponent's not threatening our life total by any means right now. So let's just keep the cats out there doing their thing. And let's just look to keep getting our land drops and drawing our cards, man. And eventually, when we can get a big Culling Ritual off or a Meat Hook Massacre, the lane will open up for us. So we have answers to their Planeswalkers. Like, we're in a pretty good spot, I think. At least I think. Let's just hope they don't have like a way to kill Ren and 7. Obviously they have, you know, things to do that. Soul Shatter or whatever, but and we whiff pretty hard. But we get one land. We get one. Oh, they do have Soul Shatter. That's all right. Like I said, we have Confront the Past, which is a good two-way card here. We can either get back our stuff or we can, you know, blow up our creatures, Planeswalkers. So either way. Seeing a lot of disputes. That's the third one, isn't it? That is a third dispute right there. Crazy. Look how much treasure they have. This Culling Ritual would hit so hard on them, but I just can't justify playing it right now. Well, now I might actually be able to justify playing it because our opponent, like I just said, used up 3 disputes. So we should be able to actually just get rid of everything. Okay. Fair enough. All right, we're going to give it a shot, man. We're going to give it a shot and see what happens here. They're obviously going to draw cards. It is what it is. But we're going to get, hopefully, a lot of mana off of this. Hopefully enough to get our Ren and 7 back. We'll see. Eye Twitch is down. Okay, they're trying to exile my Planeswalkers. They let me get all the treasures. That was nice, man. I thought for sure they would do more than that. Very nice. I thought they were going to sack the pest there. So we're definitely getting Ren and 7 back. And we're going to create a Tree Folk this time. Because the Tree Folk is going to be a subject that they're going to want to try to kill. And they've got the Necrotic Fumes. So they're going to want to try to take care of Ren and 7 instead. We'll see how this ends up going. But for now, let's go with this. And yeah, might as well cram Session 2 while we're at it. Let's just use the mana while we've got it. Mascot Exhibition seems pretty good because we can match their Mascot Exhibition. And then we still got a Meat Hook Massacre, which is phenomenal. Blood in the Snow is still a thing we got to worry about for sure. But they don't have a Planeswalker in the bin. They just have a bunch of creatures. It's like they got all their setup cards, but like no finishers. So, all right. I can live with that. I can live with that just fine. 3, let's see, we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. We'll get a Deluge off here. This says we have to discard a card as their ward ability. So we're going to cast this before they can exile it for sure. Yikes. Not the greatest of top decks there, huh? Where's our Lulth at? Where's our other Ren and 7 at, you know? This is going to be a really good meat hook massacre, though. They have no idea. They are walking into a massacre, literally. All right. Here we go. The problem is I would have liked to have obviously gotten that. Oh, and we top deck a Calling Ritual 2, which is the perfect answer to that equation and that issue. All right. That leaves us with only 3 mana left over, which is just shy of the Azorius Chariot and a Deluge. Oh, hey, we're at 29 life total, and we've got way more cards in hand than them. No Blood in the Snow yet, which is really surprising. Definitely Ritual first. Get down our Loth. And let's get to work. 4 mana left over. Let's get the Azorius Chariot down. Full send here on all the creatures. Even if they draw Blood in the Snow, we get a fully juiced up Loth because it's going to get all this loyalty back. So feeling pretty good about that. I think we finally stabilized to the point where we're going to start dominating this game. Drawing a card here. They are looking through my graveyard. Wonder what that's about. I knew with this blood money list, like they're really good at grinding out, right? But I think as long as you know that, and it's gonna be a long and grindy game, and you can embrace it, you're in pretty good. You're in a pretty good spot. Obviously, the Faceless Haven is gonna come down here, so that's why we're going to attack now, and then we're gonna just bait out the Haven, and then it's gonna try to block or not. Well, we can still try to bait it out with the spiders. Hopefully they're gonna well, now they have menace, so they're not gonna probably end up blocking unless they make a mistake and think that they can block. But yeah, they don't make the mistake. It's fine. We still have it for when they try to attack, so Infernal Grasp ready to go. We have the Deluge as well. I don't think there's any way for them to come back here. I really don't. I mean, a Blood in the Snow is really like problematic, but it's not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. We're at 31 life total, which is crazy because we're not exactly a life gain deck. It just happens to be that, you know, we gain life through the circumstances of what the deck does, which is crazy. Very good game though. GG's. On to the next one. All right, solid first game. Loth and Ren doing their thing, man. Obviously we put these cards together to try to combat the Izzet problem of, you know, Goldspan Dragon and the copies of all the you know, the little flyers in the air, but still works pretty great even without playing against that matchup, because we are just running through people with those big tree folks and stuff. So this hand is pretty solid. I'm definitely going to keep this pretty solid. And it's going to be mono white. Okay, so we got some removal early for this stuff. Yeah, I think we just remove, and then Azorius Chariot, get some bodies out there in front of them to block. That feels pretty good. Test of Talent's kind of a dead card here, unfortunately. All right. Cram Session. Interesting. Kind of want to play that right now. I want to play that just so I hit my land drop, like I ensure myself that I'm going to hit it. But I started with 3 lands. You would think that I'm going to hit my 4th on curve. You would think. Let's hope for the best there. Let's hope for the best. Oh, nice. We made the right decision on waiting there, because now the Infernal Grasp just got so much better. Sky Maul comes down. We shut it down. We miss our land drop though. Who would have thunk it? We're gonna have to go fishing for a probably a black source. We have double blue. What a top deck. What an absolute savage top deck. That's why we put them in the deck though, man. We run 3 of these for a reason, and it's for these reasons right here. For these reasons right here. And then Ren and 7 is going to be our saving grace because it's going to be able to block anything that has that Maul of Skyclaves attached to it. Obviously we need another green source, but hopefully we should be able to get there through the deluge. Ooh, we got it. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. All right, let's go with the Asika's Chariot first, though. I always like to get the Chariot down first whenever I can because we can start copying the Ren and 7 Tree Folk right away when the Asika's Chariot gets past its summoning sickness. All right, that's fine. It's not ideal, but it's fine. I can still block the Sentinel. But yeah, we want to try to copy the Tree Folks immediately because we don't want to seek us, or we don't want the Tree Folk out there unprotected, you know, like with just one, because if it gets removed, then we can't copy it. Now we got to push up the loyalty on Ren and 7 before we can get another one. So it's a little bit of an issue. So having this come down and be able to copy it right away just kind of gives us a little bit of insurance. Little bit of insurance. And we are bigger than the Sentinel, which feels so good. Sentinel's not going to be able to get through us at all. Oh, but they get a Brutal Cathar. How annoying. All right, so they're going to be able to get one more attack off here before. But, and they're going to kill Ren and 7. Nice. Well played. Brutal Cathar is nice against, like, the mono green strategy because there's a lot of tokens. All right, let's find a... I don't know. What do we want to find here? Let's deluge. I think a main phase deluge here is just fine based on the circumstances. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. I don't think Test of Talents is going to be worth anything here, so let's just grab a Field of Ruin, I guess. And let's just copy another Tree Folk. There's the scoop, though. It's good enough to get the job done. Our Memory Deluge was a complete waste, but you know what? It didn't matter. Good game. All right, man. Beating Mono White is a pretty good feat for us. I can't lie. I'm pretty happy with that because Mono White is kind of everywhere right now. And I apologize. I really don't know how much longer my throat is actually going to hold up here. But we're going to give it our best shot. I might start talking a lot more quietly just so I can get through this, but... 2 Ren and 7s. Could be good. This could be Izzet. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Izzet. So getting the Ren and 7 resolved is going to be pretty key here, but I don't like that we are drawing nothing but 4 drops and higher at the moment. I could use a little bit more assistance on the way there. Maybe some cram sessions or something like that would be kind of nice, but we need to get it off the top like right now. Meat Hook Massacre could be good later, getting that on the board and just sweeping the all-round Epiphany fellas. Ooh, a Galazeth Prismari. So this is like a real Izzet Dragons list here. Super happy I had the binding ready to go for that. Meat Hook Massacre. I'm just really worried. They've got a pretty good start here. So Gold Span is probably coming down this turn. I need a land off the top so I can get the Ren and 7 down. Man, I feel like I gotta amplify my voice a little bit. It's really starting to go.
Maybe if I just talk like this, no one will notice.
Oh man, come on, we need a land drop. Did we hit, oh no, we hit both of our green sources already. Oh goodness gracious. Oh, we are in bad shape. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in bad shape. We're gonna have to hit a ritual here. I got to get rid of these treasure tokens on our opponent's side. I have to. It doesn't really help us in the long run, but I have to get rid of those treasure tokens to slow them down, because we just whiffed on the forests because we got our only 2 forests in our opening hand. I didn't anticipate that. I probably should have made a little more basics. Maybe we should cut back on a couple of these dual lands and go a little more basics. That absolutely destroyed us though, man. Ouch. That was going to be the fix that we needed there. Okay, the galvanic iteration here for an expressive iteration. Okay. They're really digging for those all-run epiphanies. We might have just lost here to the one deck we were trying to like battle with, or like give it fits, and unfortunately the mana for us was just abysmal in this game. Unbelievable. We draw a 3rd Ren in 7. This is like what do you even do at this point? You know what I'm saying? I really don't think there's anything we can do. I think we're just gonna have to forfeit this one. Hit the little concede button here. That's all we can really hope for. Those are both all-run epiphanies, so we can almost guarantee it. 3 deluges, 3 Rens. We lost all of our forests. Yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. All right, well, after that little just horrid game, I just went ahead and I fixed the mana up a little bit, tidied it up a bit so we didn't end up in that situation again. That would have been a whole different ball game had we found the mana there, but it is what it is. Opponent goes first here. I love that we have Cram Session in the opening hand, but a 2 mana hand is just, it's just essentially what we're gonna have to take. All right, got it. All right, so that can go, of course. The Cram Session is gonna be very helpful here in getting our mana fixed. The game is just out to get me at the moment, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna work around it though. We're gonna beat the system here. I know the game wants me to lose, but we're gonna stop it from happening. All right. Well, no good removal in here for the aspirants. Just grab the mana fix for now. Hopefully we can top deck a sweeper of some sort. Sweeper is going to be the best chance we have at getting rid of these. We know our opponent's running like a tempo style game here, so I would expect like an Azorius Magecraft style of deck here. We'll see, but I think we prioritize the blue over the green so we can deluge and ultimately end up getting our green off of the deluge. So we'll see. All right, now they're gonna get some card selection going here because they're gonna be able to go draw a card and discard a card thanks to their suspicious stowaway. But we do have a Seeker's Chariot we could throw down next turn. Get some bodies out there in front of these, but unfortunately the stowaway can't be blocked. That's a problem too. Do I go Chariot or do I go Deluge? I still think I go Chariot because I could threaten to double block the Luminarch Aspirant here. Jawari Disruption is something that I thought of there, but I think I was okay playing around it. I think they play more pump style, but oh, you know what? They do have Jawari Disruption. Should have seen that. Should have been a little more careful there, but it worked out. I'm thinking this is definitely like a Magecraft style list. We just haven't seen the Magecraft creatures come down yet, but I'm sure they're there. Alright, Spellbinder comes down. That's fine. I still need to land those really bad. I need to land off the top of the list here so I can get the Ren and 7 down to start blocking that Spellbinder ASAP.
We'll be overrun.
And it has to be a green spell, or a green land. We are at 19 still though, so we're looking pretty good in that department. Alright, they pump the Spellbinder, which makes sense. If they can get that bigger than a 5/5 before I can get my Ren and 7 out, I'm in trouble, so I get why they did that. That werewolf's gonna be putting in work for them. Alright, my turn. It's a black source. Okay. Not what we were looking for. It is what we're looking for if we find a Meathook Massacre, though. Alright. And that is the answer to that conundrum. We'll double down just in case the first one gets countered. Alright, well, I mean, the Meathook Massacre is something we can do, so. It can destroy these creatures. Again, Jawari Disruption's out there, but what other counter spells do we have to worry about? They are a tempo list, so I would expect more counters for sure. But hopefully they invest their mana into this board state. My apologies. Hopefully they invest into the board state a little bit more with pump spells, maybe. But why would they when they can just keep beating me down with this 4/3? Ugh, my throat hurts so bad it's making my eyes water. Alright, wish me luck. Wish me luck. I actually avoided Jawari, which is nice. If this hits, man, we're in really good shape. Can they counter a Meathook Massacre? Fading Hope. No counter then, huh? Interesting. They scry one to the top. So they like what they see. Another Fading Hope. How annoying. Alright. If they find land, they can play both of those again next turn. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they can. Which would be really bad for us because they can hit our Ren in 7. But if they don't have a land, they might prioritize the werewolf, which would be great for us. No, definitely going to see another Spellbinder here. Super unfortunate. But at least we can kill everything again with another Meathook Massacre. So not the end of the world. Gonna be a grindy game, man. Gonna be a grindy game. Oh, they go Meathook Massacre. I definitely would not have done that if I were them. Ren and 7's the better card here for sure. Why'd they leave 2 mana open and not play this? I guess because of the Meathook? I hope. I could just hit the Infernal Grasp on this. Maybe the play is to Deluge here. Gosh, am I gonna get countered here? I don't think I am. Wouldn't they have countered the Meathook Massacre if they had the chance, right? So they would have had to top deck it, right? Yeah. They would have had to top deck.
Those who harm the forest destroy the gifts nature grows.
Looks like they have the kill a planeswalker white spell. Gives me a clue. Sorry guys, I'm struggling. I do not want to miss getting this video out though for you guys tomorrow on Friday. We have been absolutely killing it with the support lately on this channel, and the views have been going up. Every single thing about the support you guys give me has been going up. Fateful Absence. All right, we knew that was coming. So I got to show the love back, man. We got to grind out the videos every 3 days a week, man. We got to get it to you guys. So we're going to make it happen. Voice or no voice? Oh, God. And a Cathar to top it off. But it comes down as a wolf because it's nighttime. This actually already turned into a werewolf earlier this game. So Cathar does not hit my 6/6 for the time being. And I do have an answer for it. So we're going to get away with one there with the Cathar. Or not. No, we're still gonna get away with it. And we don't have to pay the ward cost. Even better. Even better. Probably need more blue, right? Alright. Do we block now though, or do we just get to cracking here with the attacks? I think we get to the attacks, man, because we have to race them. That unblockable stowaway is a problem. So we gotta attack. Otherwise we're just gonna sit here and hold up defenses for a 3-power spellbinder when they could just keep attacking us with the stowaway over and over again. Cathar. Oh, again with the Cathar. At least I got the Meathook Massacre. Just more annoyed than anything. I'm more annoyed than anything. Alright, they draw, discard a card. Really helps them fix what they need here. Cathar is such a good card to tokens, man. Especially if you plan it accordingly and you're able to keep transforming it over and over again. It's pretty wild. They throw away an adversary, which tells me they probably have another one in hand. That at least answers one card. Oh, that's a really good card, but 2 of these are 3. So maybe not as good as I initially thought. Okay, let's go with Loth here. We're gonna do this for 2. If I do it for 2, I can still test the talents. Perfect. Just counting the mana properly here, making sure. Perfect. Alright. So we can do this for 2. Or we can, yeah, do it for 2, and then we have test of talents still available. So that takes care of the board. Beautiful. No fading hopes. You love to see it. You love to see it. They've already used 2 of them, so it didn't surprise me that they didn't have any more. Spectral Adversary. An annoying card, to say the least. But I do have ways to deal with it. We have the Loth Spider Queen. This is a card I really want to craft. I have 0, but I really want this card really badly, so I can craft it and make my own Azorius Tempo list, because I think Azorius Tempo is actually pretty darn good. I like this list a lot. Memory Deluge, okay. Loth Spider Queen. I think we hit the Loth here. Obviously, it's more bodies to block with, right? And our opponent's down to 1 card in hand. And we have a Memory Deluge to go digging here to try to find more answers at the end of our turn here. They have 3 in the air though with that land. I could blow it up though if I don't want to deluge. They see the Field of Ruin though. They might not bring the land in for an attack because of it, which at that point has served its purpose, which is great. I would like to deluge though this turn if possible. Looks like we're not going to get that opportunity though. Alright, Luminarch Aspirant. They're going to gain so much life back here too. Sad day for us. Sad day. No deluge for us, unfortunately. I could let the Spectral go through and then just double block the adversary. It's a possibility. Just so I can stop the life gain. And then at the same time, it brings the power and defense down of all the other creatures on their side. And they do give me the option. Interesting. I didn't think they would actually give me the options to do so. I think we got him. I think we got him. I think that was a really bad attack. They gained a lot of life, obviously, but I still think that was a pretty bad attack on their part. Let's go here. Let's go here. If they top deck another Spectral, I could be in a lot of trouble though, because it can phase out all my creatures, which would be a nightmare. Good game. They scoop it up. They didn't want to see anymore. I don't blame them. They got pretty locked out there at the end, but very good game nonetheless. We'll see if we can squeeze one more game in here. I'm not too sure if we can or not, but we'll see. I'm really enjoying this list though. I think it's pretty decent. So we're finding a lot of success with it, aside from the one really screwy wacky game, but pretty happy with it so far. All right, it's a great start. Anytime we get 2 cram sessions, it's a great start. Plus the mana is here, which is great news for us. Two cram sessions is going to put us close to 30 life total right away out of the gate, and we get to fix our mana, which is awesome. Hopefully we can find a sweeper though, because like we've been seeing a lot of aggressive style lists, a lot of creature based lists, so Meathook Massacre or the Ritual. All right. Seems like, and I'm gonna be completely honest while we're here in discussing it. Now that I'm seeing we're up against mono green, it's just another list where the Ritual doesn't seem as good as I initially thought. Mono green is probably one of the better lists that can hit though, because of the Asika's Chariots and the, you know, the Hunter class and stuff like that. But it never really at all felt like amazing. It might have to go. We might have to make a cut on that card. Let's go for a green source. Got a lot of green action down here in the next couple of turns. I love that we went first this game. That's really helpful, to be honest. That could make all the difference in the world. Alright, another card we can hit our Ritual with. Perfect. We get another good top deck here. Do we go? I think we go Asika's Chariot here, because Asika's Chariot can put a halt to the werewolf pack leader attacking this next turn. So it could be pretty good. We might see a fight spell come out for the pack leader on the cat, and we got to remember that we want to crew the Asika's Chariot if that's going to be the case. But they play their own Chariot. Okay. They could still definitely Blizzard Brawl though, because they have the Sculptor of Winter to untap a land. We'll see how that goes. Looks like that's what they're going to do, and they're going to go for Blizzard Brawl. So they're going to fight the pack leader to a cat. All right, we've pretty much called their shot here, which is great. We activate the Asika's Chariot, which shuts down them from attacking with the, oh, you know, Sculptor already tapped. I guess it was kind of pointless to bring out the Asika's Chariot because the pack leader has indestructibility. So we're going to have to let this go by anyways. But it's good practice to bring out the Asika's Chariot on a Blizzard Brawl like that anyways, just in case they have other creatures that want to attack or whatever. Meathook Massacre. Oof. What a card. What a card. We had a Ren and 7 this turn, and we could have copied a 5/5 Treefolk, but I think Meathook Massacre is a little better here. We are just gaining life like crazy, man. Life gain is life gain is so underrated. Seriously, so underrated. Try not to give me too much of a hard time for all the voice cracks today. I apologize, man. I really do. Ooh, nice play. Way to pump the Kazandu Mammoth to get that in. That was pretty creative. But our Ren and 7 here says hello. And we'll go ahead and make another copy. So even if your Kazandu Mammoth gets to a 6/6, I'm more than happy to block with my 5/5 Treefolk because we got a spare. We got a spare, man. Just in case we get a flat, we've got a spare ready to go. Looks like we're going to handle mono green pretty easily here too. Never once felt in danger here, but we did go first, which is a big bonus. Nice. All right. Doubling down on the creatures here. They can't even attack though with the Kazandu. Feels bad, man. And a little Spider Queen comes in, and this should be a scoop, honestly. If I were them, at least, and I wasn't playing for making a video, I would probably scoop right around now.
My will cannot be denied.
I know what you're thinking. I'm probably going to run my Seeker's Chariot right into something and it dies. Well, guess what? We have another one, ladies and gentlemen. We have another one. That was a mistake, actually, on my part. Probably should have plussed up my Ren there first, because my trees would be bigger. It doesn't matter, though. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. That was a misplay. Definitely plus your Ren before you do something like that next time, guys. Don't always do what I do, but try to hear what I say. Is that the thing? Something like that. The parents, they always say, don't do as I do, do as I say. All right. And see, we could have had lethal there.
Those mighty forests.
All right, now our memory deluge is online next turn, and I mean this board state, like what are you gonna do? You got Blizzard Brawl, great. Do your worst. We almost ended this game with 20 life total, man. Absolutely savagery against mono green and mono white. We just feel like we dominated those lists, but GG's. And the one list I really wanted to try to shut down today was the one list we lost to, which is kind of crazy, but anyways, good games, and we'll break this thing down, man. That's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I really appreciate that a lot, that you guys have made it this far into the video. My voice is starting to hurt, but we're gonna try to get through this and close this out strong. But anyways, and we're going to talk about things we liked and disliked. I really like this deck in general as a whole, and the complete shell of this deck is pretty amazing. Calling Ritual, one card that I've really grown to love over time, just not a good fit lately. It hasn't had its time to shine in this list or my Abzan list recently, so I think it's going to have to go, unfortunately, out of this list for good. But I do think with 4 Meat Hook Massacres, it's more than enough for like sweepers. We might even be able to throw in a couple Shadows Verdicts here, or even maybe what's the word I'm looking for, Crippling Fear. But ultimately I think 4 Meat Hook Massacres could get the job done, and maybe up our Blood Chief's Thirst, because that card was pretty clutch, and then maybe even up one more Storm the Festivals as well, and maybe even one more Red and 7. So really just kind of up what we have here and just kind of cut the Calling Ritual. But I really like the deck in a nutshell. I think if we can get off a Storm the Festival, we can really destroy an opponent's, like, you know, will to want to continue after we hit like a Seeker's Chariot with a Planeswalker combo. But we didn't get a chance to kind of show that off today. But I really enjoyed the list. I don't have a whole lot more to say about it. I would probably have more to say about it, but I just kind of want to stop talking. But if you guys have any ideas on how to make the list better, as always, leave it in the comments down below. I'd really appreciate it, and I thank you for that. And thank you so much for all your engagement on the video and making it this far. It helps the algorithm out a lot when you guys stay this long in the video. Also, if you're still here and you haven't given the video a thumbs up yet, if you don't mind, give me a thumbs up or a subscription. Either one works just fine, or both, and I'd really appreciate that as well. Before I jump out of here, though, as always, I got to give a big shout out and thank you to all of my Mardu Mob members. Thank you guys so much for everything you do all the time for me, man. The stream last Wednesday was absolutely amazing, and is, of course, again, largely because of my Mardu Mob and how they show up and show the support in the stream. And I can't thank you guys enough for everything you do for me, man. And if you guys want to become part of the Mardu Mob as well, you can hit the join button down below or the link in the description below to become a member today. Help support the channel, and you get some added benefits to your channel experience as well. But that's gonna do it, guys. We'll see you back here on Monday for a brand new video, and hopefully my voice will be back by then. Until next time, peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Fizzy, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man. Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap, yes.